Cruz the Crusher.
Stone Cold Steve Vance.
Yeah.
How
Cruz,
goes it, sir?
well, here's the thing. It is a rainy day here on the East Coast, and I watched a lot of wrestling today because of that rain. And I have to tell you, Cruz, I haven't been this excited for a pay-per-view weekend since probably the last pay-per-view weekend.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
The two cards between Takeover and Royal Rumble look pretty fucking good.
Oh yeah. We're gonna get into that in just a second. But Vance, this marks the beginning of the road to WrestleMania.
Absolutely. And that road is paved.
Paved with what, Vance?
I don't know how they make roads, Cruz. Paved with cement? Which means only one thing could be used to pave the road to WrestleMania, and that is heavy machinery.
Oh God. They finally had their official, could we call it that? Their official debut onto the main roster? The official debut.
We got to see the Caterpillar. They're not that over though. You notice that?
No. Not really.
They weren't as over as they were in NXT, obviously. I think that a lot of the audience of NXT or the whole audience of NXT it dwarfs in comparison to the WWE universe.
Well, yeah. I mean, their shows are much smaller than, like Raw and SmackDown. In fact, Vance, did you know that NXT, I don't know how this is even possible, considering that NXT TakeOver is happening on Saturday, but there's an NXT live show going on in Riverside here in Southern California tomorrow night. And
Cruz, I would suggest you go to that.
Well, it just popped up, and this is what made me think about it. I was looking at the tickets at the map, and I mean, you already know just from watching the NXT shows every week that like they're a relatively smaller show. So when I looked at the map for the seating, it's really the size is tremendously smaller than the main roster. So when you're saying
Riverside, so is everyone going to bring their dirt bike?
Well. I'm just going back to what you just said previously about how, like, the audience, you know what I mean? The size of the audience is a little bit different compared to, the main brands. But going back to Heavy Machinery, I mean...
They won't be there. They're on the main roster now.
I'm saying I don't really care for them. And you were talking about how when they were on NXT versus them coming to the main, I just don't care. Or never cared for them.
I was never a big Heavy Machinery fan.
Never cared for them. Still don't care for them. So,
I like the little dwarf guy who looks like the guy from Overwatch.
Wait, what's his fucking name?
Torsborn.
Yeah.
Torsborn.
His name is
He looks like Torsborn. He looks like he could be in Game of Thrones, where like under a bridge. Like, you shall not pass. Like one of those people.
I feel like none shall pass.
A troll.
Troll under the bridge, Vance. Troll under the bridge.
Troll under the bridge. Yeah, I don't know. I don't really see anything going on with these two. They're gonna be a comedy tag team. It's not gonna be a fucking.
I mean, that's their whole shtick, their whole gimmick. Like, let's be funny. Let's lift weights and eat meat. And we show ourselves lifting weights, but we still have... They don't even have the equivalent of a dad bod, bro.
Dad bod? That guy's built like a fucking traffic cone.
Like the Revival, those are dad bods, right? Then you got Heavy Machinery, and you're just like, why are they showing them lifting weights? They don't really look like they lift weights.
Well, they're big. They're bulky. They're like bulky big.
Yeah, we'll just go with that.
And that one guy who's like, hey,
and he talks funny. Yeah.
You feel like you should have a fucking pirate patch the way he talks. Like, Come with me, little girl. I don't know. I don't get it. But
Oh my
anyways,
God.
back to stuff that matters. Let's talk about stuff that matters, Cruz. Let's talk about how on WWE Monday Night Raw, we got to see a little bit of Brock and Finn finally doing a little interacting.
Dude,
what are your thoughts?
Dude, that whole thing with Vince McMahon coming out and then talking about fairy tales and David and Goliath, and then Finn comes out and starts talking about, oh, you're forgetting one thing there, Vinnie Mac. Okay, totally.
Oh, are you doing your Finn Balor right now?
That was my Finn Balor. Anyways, you just get a little taste. He starts to tell him you're forgetting about what happened in that story and yada yada yada. Fast forward to the whole thing. Okay, so Braun, right? Everyone kept speculating that, like, oh, the reason why Braun's not fighting is because he's still not cleared. But then another speculation was like, no, they didn't want him to lose again, and yada 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 yada. Clearly, it has nothing to do with him being cleared, as we just saw on Monday Night Raw.
Yeah, he's obviously cleared.
But they were legit showcasing that Balor, you know, like, that size doesn't matter in the ring, as I like to say. Only time you'll ever hear me say
I was going to say, wow. Okay. I like what they did with Finn.
Yeah,
they made him explode on Balor. That's on Lesnar.
Yeah, like it wasn't even one of those it was one of those things where, like, you know, Brock being Brock, right? Like, Heyman's doing all the talking, but Brock likes to kind of talk a little bit of shit, you know, off mic. Like, yeah, why don't you fucking come in the ring, bro? You know what I mean? And then fucking Balor didn't back down. He straight up went into the ring. And then it just turned into this whole fucking thing. And then, of course, Brock just had to put him down with that F5.
Yeah, I didn't understand why he did that.
Yeah.
I thought that Finn...
I mean, what about heel McMahon coming out? Man? You know what? He was talking shit about Oklahoma.
What about Vince McMahon's idea of what the fuck David and Goliath was?
Well, yeah, that too. But I'm saying, do you feel
He's like, and then Goliath beat the piss out of David.
Do you feel like McMahon was talking all that shit to kind of put Balor over a little bit more? Like the way he was all like, oh yeah, you know, these hillbillies, we're in hillbilly town, da da da. And you're like, wait a minute, what's going on here? Like,
I think that
is this heel McMahon coming out right now? You know what I mean? Like,
it's always heel McMahon. Heel McMahon's the best McMahon.
Yeah, but I mean, to make the statements in the comments that I
think that he did that because they got to get Balor over as much as they possibly can.
Right.
Their whole goal is to make it look like Balor can beat Brock. And he can't.
But I really feel like they did kind of showcase that a little bit. But then when they ended it with Brock coming in there with that F5, it was almost kind of like leaving you thinking, well, okay, Balor has potential. Especially when they were showing him go at it with Braun, for example, where they were like, you know, what's going to make him win, what would help him win this, you know, is speed versus size versus whatever, right? And they kind of showed him dominating Braun for a little bit, but then Brock interfered, killed him with that F5, and then you're left wondering, well, okay, can he or can't he? You know, you're still trying to figure out whether or not...
Well, he's still an ordinary man, but he can do extraordinary things.
That is correct, Mundo.
So
he's the extraordinary man who can do extraordinary... Sorry, that was my choreography.
He's the extraordinary man. I go, he's just an ordinary man.
Oh, yeah. Wait.
But I don't know, dude. Like, should we go into our predictions about this match?
Okay, so do you want to go into our Royal Rumble predictions first or our NXT Takeover predictions first?
Let's do the show that we're going to like more.
Okay. All right.
I'm thinking NXT. Let's do NXT.
You want to go into NXT first? Okay.
Let's do NXT first.
All right, let's see here. Let me pull up the card for this, right?
NXT this week did that was a great go-home show.
Oh,
I thought the opening with Velveteen.
Okay. Velveteen, I'm sure you're going to cover it in the news. Are you going to cover it in the news? Should I just stop right now if you're going to cover that in the news, Vance?
What am I going to cover in the news? I do not have Velveteen news.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. I am going to cover that news.
Okay, so I'm not going to mention that right now, but yeah, opening with Velveteen being plain Velveteen.
Yeah.
You know, he just came out in his purple shirt and what looked like slacks to me. Yeah, man, everything about NXT show was pretty good. That Aleister Black promo, great. Lord have mercy.
That promo was great. Johnny Gargano promo was great. There was a great match with Oni Lurkin and the other bald guy. What's the British bald guy's name? Oni Lurkin. It's the only thing I can remember is fucking Nigel McGuinness.
I can't fucking.
That guy's a maniac. That Oni Lurkin guy.
Yeah, he's fucking psycho. Anyway,
he's so good. He's so good. Yeah, that was cool how they had Undisputed Era, and got to see Bobby Fish in the ring. We haven't seen Bobby Fish in the ring like solo.
When Velveteen came out, you see the Undisputed Era come out, and Adam Cole, baby, and Bobby Fish
talked. That was cool.
Lord have mercy. Well, so do you want me to read off to you the card here, Vance?
Of course. Let's just jump right in.
Let's jump right in right now. Okay, so we're starting kicking things off here. We've got Matt Riddle versus Cassius Ohno. You got the bro.
I mean, no brainer. It's gonna be the bro.
It's gonna be the bro. It's gonna be.
I think it'll be a great match. Him and when Cassius was Chris Hero on the Indies, he had a couple matches with Matt Riddle, and they were always good matches. So I think this will be a really good match, and not just a squash.
I think it'll definitely be a good match. I mean, NXT never really disappoints, so I'm not worried about that. But yeah, I'm definitely going to go with Matt Riddle on this one as well.
And the fact that this match made the card, I mean, this is a very, very small card. What is it, like 5 matches, 6 matches?
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, 5.
5 matches. And this made it. And this Adam Cole is not on the show. Velveteen Dream is not on the show.
No, actually, I think I saw them on the card for tomorrow here in Riverside, or here in SoCal or something. I don't know. I'm pretty sure that's what I saw, and I really want to go because Velveteen. We'll get into that whole discussion later. But anyways, so then we have Ricochet, who is the current NXT North American champion, versus Johnny Gargano. Man, okay. Do you think they're going to give the belt to Gargano, Vance?
Yes.
You think he's going to win? Do you think that Ricochet is going to lose the title at NXT TakeOver Phoenix?
I think Ricochet is going to lose the title. I think it'll be because of fuckery on Ciampa's part. And I think that Ricochet will get the belt. That gets the belt off Ricochet, so Ricochet can feud with Ciampa.
You really think that Ciampa is going to interfere? I mean, he has a match.
Doesn't matter. I think this DIY 2.0 tease is too strong for them not to have something happen. I wouldn't be surprised if Gargano interferes in Ciampa's match too. You know,
you think both of them would that be funny if like they both interfered? But
I think it's a total doable thing. You know, I think that the other thing with Johnny Gargano is I don't think he's had any belts. He hasn't held any titles except for the tag title with Ciampa.
Wait,
he's only held the tag title. Yeah, he's only held the tag title.
Wasn't he the NXT champ?
Never.
Are you sure?
I'm like 95% sure he's never won the title.
Okay, wow. Okay, okay.
He's beat both guys who were NXT champ, but he's never beaten the NXT champ.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay.
The other thing with Gargano is I think getting the US title, or what the fuck's it called, North American title on him, you have a lot of new faces. You got Matt Riddle and Gargano, who could be a great feud going into WrestleMania. I think that putting the belt on Gargano is better. I think it launches Ricochet into that main event position where he could feud with a Ciampa. And then eventually maybe beat Ciampa, and then you can have Adam Cole, and it's going to be a fun 2019. But I don't think Ricochet's going to retain.
Wow. He hasn't really been champ for that long either, I feel like.
Yeah.
Yeah, he hasn't been champ.
Look how long fucking Drew McIntyre was champ. Before
Okay.
Andrade knocked him off. The next pay-per-view, they knocked him off.
No, that's true. That's a good point. Okay. Yeah, I
That's
guess I can see
that's the
that.
thing I like about NXT is fucking you kind of never know.
It's true though. That actually is true. That's very true when it comes to NXT. I mean, you can say that for the other brands as well, but I feel like that's more so true with NXT.
Right.
I can't remember the last pay-per-view where I was like, what? Okay, so moving right along, then we have my favorite, the Undisputed Era versus the War Raiders.
What are you thinking, Cruz?
I mean, I'm being biased here, but I'm going with Undisputed Era.
I agree.
Duh.
I like the War Raiders a lot. I think the War Raiders are super over right now. I think it's gonna be a fucking amazing match. You get Sleazy Kyle, you got Roddy Strong. I think that it's gonna be a really good match. I'm the fucking Undisputed Era. They always pull it out. They always pull it out.
Giggity.
Right on her stomach.
You said it, not me.
Oh boy.
Not I, said the Cruz. Okay, so anyways, actually, what's really funny, Vance? Remember when we did that a couple episodes ago where I was trying to figure out who the War Raiders reminded me of?
Yes.
And then I
The
texted you at 4 a.m. Yeah. I went back to that episode. You actually said it, but I was talking over you because I'm so
I knew
loud.
I said it. I knew I said that.
And I didn't even catch
it.
Because I was looking back at it and I was like, wait, you totally said it, but it went over my head because I was too busy like talking so loud that I missed it. Anyways.
Cruz, that happens all the time.
Anywho.
I know from living with you that happens all the time.
Moving right along. All right, NXT Women's Championship match. We've got Shayna Baszler versus Bianca Belair. The EST of NXT.
Versus the Ace of Spades.
Yes.
The Queen of Spades?
No, wait.
Ace of Spades. She does the 8.
Yeah.
That's Diamond. That's Diamond Dallas Page.
No, this is Diamond Dallas Page. This is Spade.
That's what Diamond Dallas Page does. That's boom.
This is a diamond. Boom. This is a fucking spade.
Cruz, you're doing the same thing. Oh.
You gotta turn your fingers. See my fingers?
Oh. It turns into a look at diamond spade. Oh.
God, I'm gonna hit you.
I'm gonna go with. This is a tough one.
It's a tough
because you notice that they're showing a lot of the MMA girls. They're showing a lot of the other two. I forget their names.
Yeah, what Jessica Duke and
Jessamine Duke, and Mia Kornikova. Anna Kornikova.
I never know her name.
Anna Kornikova.
Are you sure it's Anna Kornikova? Isn't Anna Kornikova a tennis player or something?
Oh, Anna Kornikova is so hot. Yeah,
that's
she dated
a tennis player. Wait, so you got the name wrong. What the fuck is her name? I always know Duke. I just never know.
It's something like Kornikova.
Fuck. This is gonna bother me.
Mila Jovovich.
What the fuck, dude?
I think it's that. It's something like Mila Jovovich.
Okay, I know you're gonna look it up now, right? You're gonna look it up for me because this is gonna bother me
Just
so
stall
much.
while I'm trying to type in horsewoman.
Well, okay, so let's just talk about this for a minute. You got Shayna Baszler. She's what, a 2-time champ now? 2-time?
Shayna Baszler, yes.
And then you got Bianca Belair, who
got it. Marina Shafir.
There we go. Way off.
Marina Shafir.
Way off.
So
how does that sound like Kornikova to you, dude?
Well, they're both Russian.
Oh my god.
That's close.
Okay,
anyways, I think Shayna Baszler is going to retain.
I think she's going to retain as well.
I don't think Bianca Belair is ready. I think that this is a test for Bianca Belair to see how she handles herself in a main event situation.
Also, there might be some fuckery.
With who? Who's Bianca Belair's horsewoman?
No, not with Bianca Belair. I'm talking about with the fucking.
With Shayna?
Yeah.
With Jessamine Duke and Anna Kornikova?
Yeah, Anna.
I think Anna Kournikova is going to interfere in this match. I wonder what Anna Kournikova looks like today.
I'm sure you're gonna look it up right now, Vance, so that we can.
Oh, she's still hot.
Let's see. Okay,
Yeah.
all right.
Swipe right. Anyways.
She's not a tennis player. She's an
So
ice
you agree?
skater. She's an ice skater,
She's
right?
not a tennis player. No.
Ice
She's
skater.
a goddamn tennis player. Anna Kournikova. She dated Enrique Iglesias. She's in, or no, she's
I know
in
she is a
Enrique.
tennis. I had that right the first
The
time.
hot chick that was in the Enrique Iglesias video.
I said tennis player
There's
first.
sex in a bathroom. You did. All right. Anyway, so you agree, Shayna Baszler?
What?
You agree, Shayna?
I agree. Shayna's going to retain. I think Shayna's. I honestly agree with you. I don't think that Bianca Belair is ready. I don't think she's ready. And remember I told you that Shayna kind of won me over a little bit towards the end of last year. So,
yes.
Not gonna lie, I think I'm kind of rooting for her on this one. So,
I just don't like her promo.
No, her promo. I mean, she needs to work on that, but whatever. Anyways,
yeah.
Look at Ronda, but we're not gonna get into that right now.
We'll talk about that.
You want to talk about that right now?
No, we'll talk about that later.
We'll talk about that later.
We'll cover that later. We'll cover that when we cover the Royal Rumble.
We'll cover that when we cover the Royal Rumble. Okay. Okay, and finally we have the NXT Championship match, Vance. Tommaso Ciampa versus Aleister Black.
What's your thoughts?
Listen, man, I want
black shirt on.
I want Aleister Black. Yes, I am wearing my Black Mass shirt, if you will. I want Black to win, of course, but I feel like that's probably not going to happen. I just have this weird feeling that
I don't think Ciampa is dropping that belt until
I don't think so either.
WrestleMania
I don't
Takeover.
think so either. I think that he's going to retain. And whether or not it's from fuckery, like you said, Gargano may or may not.
I think Gargano's interfering in this match, and DIY 2.0 is going to go on a little road to WrestleMania.
If you think about it, Aleister and Gargano still kind of have beef. You know what I mean? Like Gargano,
of course they do.
Why he was out? So
he what did he say? He absolved him of his sins.
Yeah.
When he kicked him in the fucking teeth.
Yeah, I heard that.
Because you imagine about to punch somebody, like kick somebody in the fucking teeth. And you go, I absolve you of your sins.
Pow!
What would you say before you kick somebody in the mouth? What would be your saying?
What would I say? I would say, oh, man, that's just too good, though. I absolve you of your sins. Pow! It would have to be, fuck. Who's the bitch now? Pow! No, I don't know.
Who's the bitch now? Why did the person in this imaginary situation call you a bitch, and you had to reply to the imaginary person that you're kicking in the face?
That was my response.
I'd say something cool. I'd be like, "This just in."
No, I know what I would say, Vance. I would yell, "Spoiler alert! Pow!"
Oh, that's so good.
Spoiler
that's so
alert.
good because it's already in their face.
Yeah.
Oh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
I dig that one.
Wait, what did you say just now? That you would say?
I would say, "This just in."
Yeah, and I would say, "Spoiler alert." So yeah, I predict that Ciampa is going to retain the title.
I concur with that statement. And this just in.
Pow!
Boom.
It's like that
right
sweet
in the fucking teeth.
But not. So I mean that's it for the card for NXT Takeover Phoenix.
Short and sweet. That's how NXT likes to do it.
Short and sweet. I know it's probably not going to be disappointing. We can kind of get into some little speculation here. Velveteen's not on that card. I mean, we're going to get into the news a little bit later.
I think Velveteen may pop up in another match at a different pay-per-view.
That's what I was going to say.
I think we're going to see that.
DREAM.
And I think we might see Adam Cole there, too. Dude, he has a great song.
Yeah, Dream, and then it has his voice in the background.
It's
The Velveteen
Velveteen.
Dream.
He's so good. He's so
Yeah.
good. His promo is so good.
Oh God, yeah.
Dream over, baby.
Dream over. Dream over. All right, Vance. Let's get into.
Let's go into the
pay-per-view that follows
2019
that.
WWE Royal Rumble coming at you live from Chase Field in Phoenix, Arizona. Let's go with the kickoff show. So, Cruz, this show is anticipated to be 6 hours long.
Fucking hell, man.
We get a 2-hour kickoff show and a 4-hour Rumble. So, I think it starts around 1 a.m. Pacific and ends around 3 days later.
That's exactly how I feel sometimes.
Let's see.
When they did the Australian Super Showdown.
The ass. Kicking things off, we got the Cruiserweight Championship. Buddy Holly versus Kalisto. Buddy Murphy. Buddy Murphy versus Kalisto versus Akira Tozawa. I don't know why they call him Akira Tozawa.
Is this a triple threat match?
And Hideo Itami. It's a 4-way.
Oh, it's a 4-way. Oh,
it's a fatal 4-way. It's a gangbang, Cruz. Your current champion is Buddy Murphy.
Wait, what?
Current champ is Buddy Murphy.
Is this for the Cruiserweight Championship, or is this just
a Cruiserweight Championship match?
Oh my gosh. Okay, so I don't follow, 205 Live. Obviously, we've talked about this many times on the show.
You have a thing against short guys.
I don't have a thing against short guys. By the way, I'm not going to get into that right now.
Just tweet it, guys. #, Cruz hates short guys.
I don't know. Okay, the last time someone called me a heightist, okay? Heightist? A heightist? Yeah.
Heightist?
I had to remind him, listen, bro, you're 5'9" and I banged you, so technically I'm not a fucking heightist.
Cruz, these guys are 5'7", 5'5".
Yeah, I'm 5'6", so anything.
So would you bang a guy that was 5'5"? And had a haircut like Akira Tozawa?
Let's move on.
# Cruz hates short guys.
I do not hate.
I do not like. Look at it. There was a Freudian slip. That was a slip of the Freudian descent.
That is what you call a Freudian slip. Anyways,
going back to the fatal 4-way amongst 4 short men: Buddy Murphy, Kalisto, Tozawa, and Hideo Itami. Who is your prediction?
Why do I feel like Buddy Murphy is the only and only has ever been the Cruiserweight champ? Has there ever been another?
Tozawa was the Cruiserweight champ. One of your favorites. Enzo Amore.
Oh, you're right.
He was the Cruiserweight champ.
How big is fucking Enzo Amore?
I don't know. According to that girl that he took care. Never mind.
Okay, anyways, we're gonna move on. Moving right along.
So I'm gonna go with
I'm going with Buddy Murphy.
Buddy Murphy.
Yeah, Buddy Murphy retains.
I
just feel like
our next match, also on the kickoff show, is for the United States Championship, and it will be fought amongst 2 people who are not from the United States. Rusev, your current champ, and Shinsuke Nakamura.
Oh, Nakamura. Man, just given the way
I'm so congested.
Has been treated. Do you really honestly think they're going to take away the title from Rusev? Have we even seen Rusev defend the title lately?
No.
The answer is no, Vance.
When he won it, what, 2 weeks ago? He won it on New Year's Day.
Yeah, he won on New Year's Day. So it's been 3 weeks, Vance. It's been 3 weeks. He has not defended the title. So do you really honestly think that they're gonna give it to Nakamura? Back to Nakamura, rather? I don't think that's gonna happen. And I like Nakamura.
I like Nakamura too. I think Rusev retains.
No, he is definitely gonna retain. So yeah, there's that.
Let's get the Cruz guarantee on there. Let's see. Our next match is the SmackDown Tag Team Championship. The Bar versus The Miz and Shane McMahon.
You know that they're going to win. The Miz.
You think so?
Why would they put Shane O'Mac through all this bullshit, right? You know, where he's like, okay, you better not screw this up, Miz, you know, and then the Miz all of a sudden not being his usual self, which is fucking.
Where are they going to go with this, though? Let's say now the Miz and Shane McMahon are your tag champions. Here's the thing. I'm going to jump a little ahead, but in the news, they're talking about how because of AEW, they are really going to start pushing the tag team division because they know that they lost the Young Bucks because of that, because they offered them that amazing deal. But to put the belt on a non-wrestler just makes a joke of a great tag division that they have on SmackDown. So why would they do that? How would that elevate the title?
No, that's true. That's true. So what do you think is going to happen then? Like, let's say the Bar does win, because I do have a funny feeling that's what's going to happen, right?
Mm-hmm.
But then what happens? What happens from there?
I think what's going to happen is this leads to the WrestleMania program between The Miz and Shane McMahon.
Aha!
I think you're going to get... Dude, don't forget, we got 2 more pay-per-views before WrestleMania after the Royal Rumble. So they could always do the Bar versus Shane and Miz again because they came up short this time and fuckery happens next time and then they explode on the 3rd pay-per-view and then it's WrestleMania and they fight. But I wholeheartedly, vehemently disagree with putting the belt on a non-wrestler when you're trying to boost your tag
totally
division.
Agree. No. I totally agree. I just can't fathom the whole idea behind all of this. We talked about this on last week's episode about the whole Miz thing and then, you know, teaming up with Shane O'Mac and like, I don't know, it's just weird. McMiz. Team McMiz.
Oh, that's a great fucking name.
Team McMiz.
Did they use that or did you just make that up?
I don't know. I heard it somewhere, I think.
I like McMiz. Okay, so then we got our SmackDown Women's Tag Championship where we have Asuka, the Empress of Yesterday, versus the man, Becky Lynch.
Wait, you just said tag championship.
No, women's.
You said you meant the women's.
I said women's tag championship.
Tag, and I was like, what? No. The women's.
This is for the women's. It's a SmackDown Women's Championship. Asuka versus Becky Lynch.
I think that Asuka's going to retain.
You think
something's going to happen? I think something's going to happen, whether it's due to fuckery or something. Something's going to happen to where Asuka retains, and then Becky finds her way into the Rumble.
And Becky wins the Rumble?
And then Becky wins the Rumble. Or something, I don't know. But, I mean, I feel like that would have to happen for anything. And we're going to talk more about the news in a little bit, but like, I feel like if they're trying to go out with a big bang at WrestleMania, possibly maybe even having a women's match be the main event.
It absolutely will.
It needs to be Ronda versus either Charlotte and or Becky, you know, in my opinion. So we kind of got a little taste of Charlotte versus Ronda already. We already know Charlotte is in the Rumble. So I don't know. I feel like everybody feels this way, and I'm just in agreement with it because I feel like that's what needs to happen in order to have Becky versus Ronda. How else are you going to get Becky versus Ronda anywhere else? You know what I mean? They have unfinished business.
I'll tell you how you're going to get Becky versus Ronda.
Oh, go on, Vance.
Would you like to hear how Becky versus Ronda could happen?
I would like to hear your thoughts on how this could happen, Vance.
Here's my prediction. Becky wins the championship. Becky beats Asuka, becomes a women's champion. Okay. Then you have your Ronda versus Sasha Banks match. And let's say like Charlotte caused fuckery. Ronda drops the belt to Sasha. Ronda's pissed. She's beating the fuck out of everybody backstage. She's ripping everything apart. She gets her way into the Rumble. And in the last, well, let's say it's the last like 3 people in the Rumble, right? And Charlotte's one of them. You get Ronda Rousey's music at number 30. Ronda comes out. She clears house. Her and Charlotte have a great fucking exchange. And either they both go over the top rope where they both can challenge Becky, or Ronda throws Charlotte completely out and says, I want Becky Lynch.
Now, how does this go into play when Ronda already has a match at the Rumble with Sasha?
Same way if Becky would get into the Rumble.
So you think that
I'm saying
Ronda's
instead
gonna
of Becky losing, I'm saying Ronda's going to lose that title
you
because
really think that Ronda's gonna lose the title though
I'll tell you
at
why. I'll tell you
Rumble?
why.
Okay, go ahead. Tell
They
me
don't
why.
want Ronda to be on the Raw brand because now that SmackDown's going to be going all this okay, let's cover some news. There's a lot of rumors going around that Ronda's last match is going to be at WrestleMania. This is a work. It's a total work because when they moved SmackDown to ESPN, they specifically stated they wanted the stars like Ronda Rousey on SmackDown.
Right.
That's what they want. Fox wants or goes to Fox on ESPN when they go to Fox. What's going to happen is how do we get Ronda on the SmackDown brand? Easy. We put her in a championship match at WrestleMania for the SmackDown Women's Championship. And that's how you get Ronda on SmackDown.
Dang, man. Okay. That's quite the
It's a stretch.
Theory?
It's a stretch.
Prediction?
But there's a lot of clout to it. Like it makes sense for business. They do this shit all the time where this person's going to look at Brock Lesnar. How many times we read his last match? This is his last match. And then he wins the title.
And then he holds the title and never shows up. I mean, the difference between Brock and Ronda is that Ronda is there all the time. You know what I mean?
But Ronda only had to be full-time for a year. That was her contract. She was going to go full-time on the road for a year. Now she can be that fucking special attraction like a Brock Lesnar in the women's division on SmackDown on Fox.
That makes sense. Okay.
So that covers my prediction that Becky Lynch for SmackDown Championship, and then on the Raw Women's Championship, where it's Ronda versus Sasha, that Sasha becomes a Raw champion. I think Sasha being the Raw champion opens the doors for a lot more girls than Ronda Rousey being your champion.
Okay. I can roll with that. I'm picking up what you're putting down. Vance. Picking up what you're putting down.
So, what do you think, Cruz?
Well, see, now you just completely changed my whole perspective because I was a full believer that like somehow the man was gonna. I mean, yeah, she's very over with the crowd, so I could see how it might be a bummer. But people still love Asuka, though. You have to understand. You know what I mean?
They don't love her as much as Becky.
The man even said so when she did her promo on SmackDown this week, where she came out and said, you know, oh, Asuka, what the fuck was she saying about her? She said some stuff about NXT. She mentioned NXT and this and that and the other thing.
She put Sasha over.
Yeah. And I don't know. See, now that's tough to think about it the way you're putting it, because either way, if it's gonna be Ronda versus Becky at WrestleMania, then it has to one of them, because right now neither of them are in the Rumble, right? So one of the two has to win, one of the two has to lose in their matches, and then somehow find their way into the Rumble.
Right.
But how would they find their way into the Rumble, Vance? Like, I mean, you know, like
I guarantee that the fact that they keep saying Carmella's number 30, and R-Truth is number 30, it's so anticlimactic that there's some fuckery's going to happen where that number 30 spot is going to go to a surprise entrant. It's going to go to somebody you've seen earlier in the show or a surprise.
Yeah. Okay. Fair enough.
I just don't see Charlotte and fucking Ember Moon and like, I don't know, fucking Alexa Bliss in the finals and then Carmella comes out. Like, I just don't know if I can see that.
Unless Carmella comes out at number 30 and immediately gets thrown over the ropes.
Yeah, but that's so anticlimactic. Because then you know Charlotte's winning the Rumble.
Oh, that's true.
Or Becky Lynch, whoever's in there.
That's true. Fuck, man, this is so tough, Vance. This is so tough.
So
okay? Go on.
I just think that you're either gonna have Ronda win the Rumble or you're gonna have Becky Lynch win the Rumble. Those are your two options. I don't think Charlotte's gonna win the Rumble.
Not even like a dual win.
I don't know, like 94 what they did with Brett and fucking Lex Luger and
Cena,
all
and
the
Batista,
controversy and all that shit. Oh yeah, Batista. I forgot Batista and Cena. I just don't. I don't know. They might do that stuff, but I just think that it would be a way cooler situation where you have the belt on Sasha. Now she's free to feud with a ton of people on Raw. And you keep the belt on Becky, but Ronda is now her fucking WrestleMania opponent.
And
you know what you do? And you know how you make Becky look strong? You give her 2 huge wins on the next pay-per-view. On the next 2 pay-per-views. You give her Asuka and you give her something else. And you do the same thing with Ronda. You give them 2 huge wins before it, and now you have your WrestleMania main event, where it's a believable thing, where the man who just took out 2 of the biggest people on SmackDown is going to take on Ronda, who took out 2 of the biggest people. And you know what'd be really cool is if fucking Nia Jax is in there on the Final 4, and it is Becky, and Becky comes out, and Nia and Becky finally get to go at it after she punched her in the fucking face.
Yeah, after that whole fucking shit.
So I think we're gonna see either Becky at number 30 or Ronda at number 30. Whoever's not the champion.
Okay. Alrighty then. I think I'm gonna stick with. You have a valid point. Some valid points. And I could see how that could work, but I think I'm gonna stick with Asuka retaining and something happening where the man jumps into the Rumble somehow. Whether it's
what about the Raw?
Well, see, then we goes back to that whole thing again about, well, if the man loses, that means that Ronda would have to win, right?
Right.
Or could it be? Oh, shit! Now you got me thinking.
Here's the thing: whatever match happens first, that girl's going to be in the Rumble.
That's true.
Whatever match happens first, that girl is going to the Rumble.
Okay.
The loser of that match.
Yeah.
And I think that.
See, I feel like
Ronda's Becky, Asuka before Ronda and Sasha.
I think Asuka's gonna retain. Becky's gonna lose, end up in the Rumble somehow, and then Ronda's gonna beat Sasha. I don't think they're gonna take the title off of Ronda. Not yet.
I just think it makes more sense to have her on the SmackDown brand.
No, it totally makes sense, but I don't know if that's how it's gonna play out. That's just my prediction. You know what I mean? That's just my prediction.
No, I agree. I mean, that was my idea.
I would love to see Ronda lose to Sasha. You know what I mean? And I like Ronda. Don't misunderstand. But it would be nice, to finally see her lose the belt. But I don't know if that's going to happen at the Rumble. I don't know if this is the show that's going to happen. So that's my thoughts. Moving right along. What's next, Vance?
Up next, we have the WWE Championship between the new Daniel Bryan and AJ Styles.
The real AJ Styles?
The real AJ Styles versus the new Daniel Bryan.
Oh, brother.
Thoughts?
I think Daniel Bryan's going to retain.
I agree. I agree.
I think the dude, Jesus, the dude and the Jesus's kid, Daniel Bryan. I think he's gonna,
I just think
that old promo where he came out complaining about, like, you're telling these people to put this filth in their bodies.
Dude, I love it.
All it just kept making me think of was, hey, that mustard on your shirt, man, makes your sweater look so much cooler, dude.
I just love how he verbally berated Vince, saying that the baby boomer generation was the reason for all this.
Fickle.
I want a shirt that says fickle.
How have they not made one yet?
Because he doesn't believe in merchandise. They
need to make merchandise that has like the recycling symbol.
Oh my god, that'd be funny.
And then the word fickle somewhere on there.
It's made of sustainable material.
Yeah, this shirt is made from hemp.
Ha! I wish Daniel Bryan came out and he was a big pothead too. Just because I was like, I'm gonna wrestle you, but I got trees to save, man.
Listen, man.
I've fought bears before, man. I guess then he just would be the dude.
Well, that's my point. He looks like if the dude and Jesus had a baby.
Yes, he does.
Comes out in his cardigan. It's not even a sweater, Vance. It's a fucking cardigan. He comes
What's wrong
out
with the cardigan, Cruz?
in his Mr. Rogers cardigan, and his belt around that, and you're just like, what the fuck is going on?
Dude, I think it's the best. I think he's gonna retain. I don't see him dropping the belt before Mania.
I definitely think he's gonna retain.
He's the best character in the company. I would keep the belt on him as long as we can.
Yeah. He's definitely unlike Ambrose, right? We talked about this last week. You actually were the one that mentioned it. How like Ambrose didn't really care too much about the belt. Like you see Daniel Bryan caring too much about, he clutches that fucking thing, even though it's not biodegradable. Clutches that fucking belt. This is mine. Versus Ambrose, who just literally just didn't really care, and it was almost kind of like, oh, you didn't really deserve to keep that title in the first place. So
I agree.
I think that the dude is gonna retain.
So we're in agreement on the WWE Championship.
Yep.
Moving on to the champion of the universe, Brock Lesnar, versus the little man who can do extraordinary things, Finn Balor.
You know what? I believe in fairy tales, Vance. Okay. Scary tales, fairy tales come from scary tales. I believe in scary tales. I think that Finn Balor is going to win.
Okay, I also believe in fairy tales. However, I'm not a fucking idiot. And so I think that Brock Lesnar retains, and he's not dropping that belt until whoever he fights at Mania. I don't think Finn Balor. The reason they took Braun out of this match.
You're probably right, Vance. You're probably right.
I just don't see Finn Balor becoming the champion anytime soon. It's a nice push. He's got a nice push going.
I mean, he had all these wins on, all the live shows and whatnot. Yep. And they kind of showcased, his power versus the beast and the monster, right? And how, I can take on both these motherfuckers, basically. I feel like if you're really going to try and put him over with Cena, or put him over by showcasing what he can do in the ring with two big guys, you know what I mean?
Right. Braun.
Is that going to be all for nothing? Is it just going to be, or are they just teasing us? Is that just a tease, Vance? Am I being teased right now, Vance?
I think you're being teased, Cruz. I think that this is going to be the blue balls that you cannot get rid of.
I would rather get pleased than teased, and that's just not cool.
I think they're building him up, which is really good. But I think that unless the demon shows up against the beast, which is a way more money match,
we already know that the Demon King's not gonna come. And honestly, as much as I miss seeing the Demon King, I've said this already before in the last episode. As much as I would love to see the Demon King, as much as I miss seeing him, it just wouldn't be right for this match. Whether or not he loses or wins, right? It just wouldn't be right.
When he loses, you mean? When he loses.
All right. Anyways.
Then we got the Women's Royal Rumble, which we kind of already covered.
Yeah, we kind of covered that already. We did.
And we got the Men's Royal Rumble. Who's your prediction for the Men's Royal Rumble?
Okay, that's one that I did not think of.
Wait, we asked the Going Over Universe who they predicted, didn't we?
Well, Vance,
let's pull up our results from what the Going Over Universe said on the Twitter.
So, people in the Going Over Universe, let's see here. Okay. Adrian says, @1Adrian, says Seth Rollins for the men's and Charlotte or Becky Lynch. If Becky in the Rumble, I'm going with Becky. If not, then Charlotte. And then that was his fucking response.
Okay. So he said Seth Rollins. Let's just focus on the men's.
Oh yeah, the men's. Okay, so he said Seth Rollins for the men's. Ron Dog 187 says Seth. That's another one for Seth.
Seth Rollins.
Our favorite Belmont Ronnie @Belmont Ronnie said
Ronnie B.
Drew or Seth.
Drew or Seth, okay.
@DT2 says McIntyre. Okay, it's another one for McIntyre. And @OberXam, I'm hoping. Well, Max. His name is Max. Max on Twitter says Drew McIntyre. So we have
So we got a Drew Seth split.
Yeah, we got a split down the line there. We got a bunch of people saying Seth and a bunch of people saying Drew.
Who's your prediction?
I was gonna go with Seth, but I mean, I feel like, are they really even trying to build? I mean, like Drew McIntyre. That would be kind of wild if Drew McIntyre won. But if Drew McIntyre won, who would he be? Who would he challenge at WrestleMania?
Finn Balor, of course.
Oh God. That's just the easy way out for everybody. They're like, oh, I'll go with a little guy.
I think Lesnar's going to be your champion at WrestleMania. I think Daniel Bryan is going to be your champion at WrestleMania. So whoever wins the Royal Rumble is going to face one of those two. I think that if they're building towards Seth Rollins versus Brock Lesnar, that I don't know if the Rumble is the best way for him to build that storyline. I think it'd be way better if we had a different. We have 2 pay-per-views between, Rumble and WrestleMania. I think you can build a storyline with him versus Brock. I think it'd be way more interesting for a surprise to happen at the Royal Rumble, and for them to challenge the Eco Freak, Daniel Bryan,
the dude.
And so my prediction is Andrade Cien Almas, or
I think you meant to say Andrade, but anyways, go on.
Oh yeah, that's right. He's just Andrade. Or Rey Mysterio. I really would love Rey Mysterio to win the Rumble.
Really? You think Rey Mysterio? That is quite the prediction there, Vance.
He's won it before.
I know he has, but I mean,
he's won it before. And I think that if they built Rey versus Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania, that's a fucking match I would watch.
God damn.
That's a WrestleMania match.
God damn. Okay.
Because you never thought Rey would fight Daniel Bryan. They've always been faces, both of them.
Dude, that's true.
And now you have this new Daniel Bryan, and you have the old Rey Mysterio. And Rey looks better than ever.
What about that fuckery that happened on SmackDown this week between Rey and Andrade when it was a 2 out of 3 pinfalls match, right? Yep. And I think they were like 1-1, or was it? I'm pretty sure it was 1-1. And then fucking Samoa Joe came out, and then what the fuck? God damn it! What's his fucking name? Randy Orton came out and like caused some fuckery. Like, damn it! Because like Andrade versus Rey Mysterio, man, is like quite the spectacle.
The rumor is they're gonna turn Andrade face. He's got something and he's such a better. Look what they did with fucking Bobby Roode. They turned Bobby Roode face, and he hasn't been the same ever since. So I think that's a terrible idea.
Fuck! Yeah. I really hope they don't turn his face. I like.
That's why I think that he could, like, maybe Andrade pulls the Rey Mysterio story, wins the Rumble, and fucking goes on to fight Daniel Bryan at WrestleMania. That could be really cool too. But I think that the whole Seth, I think that whoever wins Rumble is going to challenge SmackDown again.
Okay. Well then.
That's our Rumble predictions, Cruz.
That's our Rumble predictions, Vance. Should we get into the news? I think it's time for the news, Vance.
There's a lot of news.
I think that it's time for the news.
There's a lot of news. And Cruz, let's start it off with some news that isn't related to professional wrestling, but is somewhat related to professional wrestling because Vince McMahon owns it. And that is the XFL is talking about a TV deal with ESPN and ABC, where the games would be on both channels.
Really?
Now, here's the cool thing. If they go to ESPN, who just got the UFC TV deal, you would have UFC marketing XFL and vice versa.
Holy shit.
Which is really interesting stuff. The TV deals, I think, are really making a huge difference on everything. I think that's why AEW's biggest thing is going to be getting a TV deal, because without that guaranteed money of a TV deal, house shows aren't what they used to be. Pay-per-views are, it's all streaming now. So they need to make these massive TV deals. In fact, they just said today that starting once our TV deal goes into effect with Fox, all of our offers will be huge to our talent. We will be making huge money offers to our talent. And I think that's also to protect them against AEW scooping guys up.
Wow.
Also, we had 2 major signings with WWE. I don't think they're going to be on-air talent. I think that they're going to be used more in a backstage capacity. But we had 2 guys from Impact, Abyss, who's basically like the mankind of Impact Wrestling, and who the
him in the
fuck
Rumble?
was the other guy? Abyss? That would be fucking cool to see Abyss just come out.
I mean,
he's fucking old though, man. And Sanjay Dutt.
Who's that?
Sanjay Dutt. He is a guy in Impact. I don't watch Impact. I know Abyss because of the fucking Hardys thing, but I don't know who Sanjay Dutt is. But they have just signed with WWE this week.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. Also, there's a lot of rumors going around with Dolph Ziggler. He has not signed a contract to Nick Nemeth. He changed his Instagram.
Did he change it again? Did he change it again?
He changed his Twitter to Nick Nemeth.
No, but I know that he had already changed it. Did he change it again?
Oh, no. It's the same.
Okay.
Also, speaking of Twitter, we had an interesting tweet from the Velveteen Dream.
Aha!
Cruz, you want to quote that piece?
I know my worth. The past year I've created a special atmosphere at NXT Takeover. Until we can come to an agreement as to what my worth actually is, there won't be any appearances or performances from the Velveteen Dream or my likeness.
Wow.
So, Velveteen Dream, I think this is a work. I think what this is going to do is put him in the Rumble. I think this is going to put him in the Royal Rumble.
You know what? I really am hoping that's the case, because the first thing that I thought was, okay, maybe we'll is this some kind of work that they're doing, or is this part of his character? Is this part of, just Velveteen being Velveteen? But then I thought about it and I was like, no, what if he's one of the surprises? Because the fun part about Royal Rumble is seeing the surprises, right?
Everybody loves surprises.
Everyone people from the past, people from NXT, whatever. But that would be really incredible to see Velveteen just fucking get. Oh man, that'd be awesome.
Who are your predictions for surprises?
That's a tough one. I'm gonna have to think about that one, Vance. Who do you think is gonna show up? Who do you think is gonna show up?
I think Velveteen's gonna show up. I think Adam Cole's gonna show up again.
Yep.
I think we might see Abyss, maybe. And I don't know. I think they're going to bring back some classic guys. Because you know who the commentary team, they announced the commentary team for the Rumble. And it's Michael Cole, JBL, and Jerry the King Lawler and Corey Graves. You got a 4-man team.
Damn. Oh, that sounds like a gangbang. I mean,
Jesus Christ. Why is everything over 3 people suddenly a gangbang?
Because 3
Do you not get into elevators with 3 people or more?
3 people, that's not... Okay, so 2 people is a threesome. 3 people is a foursome. Anything past 4 is like a gangbang.
What's orgy? Does an orgy fall in there?
Orgy is when it's mixed men and women, if that's your bag. You know what I mean?
Oh, really?
An orgy is where there's more. I mean, it depends. So,
I couldn't have an orgy with just chicks. I could be like, hey, we're having an orgy.
That would be...
There's gonna be a dude?
If you had an orgy with just you being the only guy and all being girls, that's a reverse gangbang, Vance.
A reverse gangbang?
That's a reverse gangbang because you're one male with a bunch of women. Just like if a woman
I'm getting gangbanged.
Not technically. It's just called a reverse gangbang because you're a guy with multiple
Really,
women.
I'm just banging a gang of women.
There you go. There you go. Let's just roll with that, Vance. Let's just roll with that.
Speaking of gangbangs, Cruz.
Go on. I'm listening.
I don't know where to go with this, but we got to bring it up because it is news, but it's not about gangbangs. but it is news. They did announce that Alexa Bliss will be in the Rumble.
That's right. That's right. Yep. So she's cleared, clearly. Clearly she's cleared.
What are your thoughts on that?
It's been a long time since we've seen her in the ring, dude. Like
I know. I miss her.
It's been months, right? It's been months.
Yeah. She had a concussion.
Yeah. Like it had to have been really bad though for her to be out for that long. Because I mean, look at what's her fucking name? Liv Morgan, the Man, even when she got whacked in the face, bloodied up. They came back in the ring pretty quickly. So I feel like whatever happened to Bliss had to have been like kind of serious for her to be out for that long.
Well,
you know?
They're just scared to death, I think, of concussion testing, where they want to look at Daniel Bryan. It took him 3 years to come back.
Oh,
like
yeah,
they are scared to death of CTE. They're a publicly traded company. They can't have that shit happening anymore. This isn't fucking steel chairs to the head anymore.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
But
so
yeah, I thought that was a really big news item that we kind of glanced over, but because Alexa Bliss is back.
Yeah, she's back.
But yeah, that's your news. Also, AEW put out a new Being the Elite. This one had Kenny Omega in it, and he was at the Tokyo awards show for Tokyo Japanese. That sounds fucking great.
Racist. I'm just kidding.
He basically won Match of the Year with Okada.
Oh, okay.
And he talked about how his next venture will be on an international platform.
Yes, we talked about this. You mentioned this last.
Was that last week's BTE?
What
would happen on Being the Elite this week? Did you see it?
No.
It was funny. It was funny because they had Hangman Page come out and he was like all funny. And that's your news.
That's our news, Vance.
And now Bob with the weather.
Well, as you can see here, we got some rainfall. No, I'm just kidding. Anyways, that was our NXT Takeover Phoenix predictions, as well as our Royal Rumble predictions for this Sunday. I think this podcast is finally going over, Vance.
Yeah, Cruz. You know what else is going to be going over? This Sunday at the Royal Rumble, people are going to be going over the top rope.
This is true. This is true.
Vance out.
Cruz going over and out. God damn it, I fucked that up. Anyways.